Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Healer's Journey webinar series. We are part of Second Nature Healing, and well, yes, we are Second Nature Healing. And tonight the topic is the sweet spot of living. I had I had a conversation with someone recently. We were talking about the sweet spot. So I thought it would make a good topic for tonight and wanted to share that with you. Let's just go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions at the end, you can email me, rosemary@secondnaturehealing.com. And of course, if you are live now, we'll have time at the end to take any questions and to chat and catch up. Okay, let's get started. I'm Rosemary Levack. I'm the author of Heal Together, Natural Health Solutions for Animals and Their Humans. I'm also a certified vibrational sound master teacher, a Reiki master, shaman, and certified vibrational sound did I say that? No, I meant to say licensed spiritual healer. Yes, I'm all of those things. And what that means is when I describe to somebody what it is I do, I am an awakener. I'm an awakener. I teach and I bring to people's awareness the higher vibrations of their true potential. And in that awakening process, we can incorporate many modalities, many tools that can help us reach that state of awakening. So when I was writing this webinar, I thought, what is it that a lot of people are focused on? Are you focused on worries and stress or work? Is there guilt in anything you are doing? Do you feel pressure? Are you concerned about your health? Is there frustration? Do you feel like you have enough time to do what you need to do? Are you carrying the burden of other people? And how is this showing up in your life? All these worries and stresses, are they showing up in the form of aches and pains? Are they showing up in the form of frequent infections or headaches? Are you sleeping okay or not? Are you feeling emotionally sound, or maybe a little off balance? So when I ask these things, I'm just wondering, are we in that sweet spot? Are we in a place of pure joy? Are we in a place of fulfilling our life's purpose? And maybe not, if you're feeling all of these things. So are these things showing up physically, emotionally, spiritually? And are you in alignment with your life's purpose? And so many people I talk to are wondering, what is my life's purpose? What should I be doing? Or am I on the right path? Or I'd like some clarity around what my life's purpose is. And when I hear those things, I feel like I can help open something up where clarity can be achieved. But mostly, I like to teach people about the sweet spot. So let's talk about the sweet spot of living. Balanced, whole, joyful, inspired, content, at peace, motivated, receptive, enough, purposeful, connected. For all of those signs, all of those feelings, all of those situations, we might say that we have found the sweet spot. And there are times when we are close, or when we have achieved one or another or several of those feelings. And of course, the list is not limited to what I have written here. can be much more expansive. But if we are feeling balanced, whole, joyful, inspired, etc., then maybe we have some idea of what the sweet spot is. But are you really aware of that? And can you go back there again? Are you there yet? Have you found the sweet spot of living? Or is there still more to learn, do, share, be, and feel? So let's talk a little bit about how to find the sweet spot of living. And it may be that instead of charging forward, we take a step back and see the bigger picture. This was an interesting experience that I had when I was in Sedona recently, to be in a different place and see things a little bit differently. It allowed me to take a step back to a point where I was removed from my day-to-day situation and got to see a different viewpoint about how other people are expressing themselves in a different environment, in a different climate. Taking a step back and seeing a bigger picture of how lots of people are living in the world can be very helpful. Set the sail. I've heard this from Jim Rohn, motivational speaker who passed away a year or so ago. Very inspiring person, Jim Rohn. Set the sail. Become clear on what you want. I think a lot of us have general feelings about what we want. We want happiness. We want to have prosperity and abundance. We want good health. We want longevity. You know, we want all those things. But it may not be so clear, or we may not be in alignment with that if we say we want health and yet we're doing things that are not healthy. Or we want abundance, but we're doing things that are not in alignment with feeling like we have abundance. Or we want to be living our life's purpose, and yet we feel stuck every day doing something we don't want, or being in relationships with people we don't want. So setting the sail and becoming clear on what you want is vital. Also, we all have skills. We're talking here about the healer's journey and the healers on the healer's journey. We have been learning skills. We've been developing our skills. And you want to improve on the skills that you already have. Have you learned Reiki? Well, keep doing that. Keep learning more about Reiki. Keep practicing Reiki. Are you working with crystals or essential oils? Well, keep working with them. Talk to them. Use them. Bring them with you. Invite them into your life. Do you work with animals and animal guides? Then do that more. Improve your skills. Don't become complacent. Don't just take things for granted, but improve on what you have. Keep growing. And develop new skills. Find opportunities where you can take classes and move into something that also feels good. It's been a very interesting past year or so for me as I've been using tuning forks in my healing sessions and in my life. Tuning forks were something that I was interested in for a long, long time, but it wasn't until like I said, a year or two ago that I began looking for the right tuning forks that I wanted to use. And I found them. I found the right tuning forks for me. And that became a new skill that I learned and developed. And now in working with the tuning forks, I find they're talking to me. Just like crystals and animals and essential oils and all of the beautiful spiritual beings that I work with, tuning forks are talking to me too. They're telling me when something is off balance, or they're telling me when we need to work on a particular area or open up something, perhaps open the heart or open the third eye. The tuning forks will work with me. So developing new skills for me has been always something I love, and I encourage you to develop new skills also. And become more of who you already are. Who are you? We've talked about this in previous webinars. Who are you? Are you a healer? Are you a nurturer? Are you a teacher? Are you an awakener? And becoming more of who you already are is part of your expansion and part of your life purpose. And getting into that essence is really finding the sweet spot. Let's take a look more at more of that. The magic sweet spot. I related this to a person recently when I was talking about golf or baseball. You know how when you swing the club or swing the bat, there is a spot on the golf club or on the baseball bat that is called the sweet spot, where when you hit the ball just right, it really goes. And it is effortless. The golf swing is effortless. The contact with the ball is perfect. The ball responds perfectly and goes a mile because it is in the sweet spot. And so we want to get that feeling for whatever it is we are doing. You want to recognize what that feeling is for you. Now, several years ago, when I was in Spain visiting my daughter, we traveled all around Spain. And as we were in one particular area, La Alhambra, a very beautiful historical palace, we all of a sudden I noticed that as whatever we said came about, we were talking about feeling like we had been there before. We had talked about familiarity, about the relationship perhaps that my daughter and I had had being in that space in Spain. All of a sudden, I recognized that all the way down my legs, I had this goosebump feeling, this flush feeling. And I thought, wow, that's strange. And then another truth came out, and as soon as this truth came out, I got this wave of goosebumps again that felt like confirmation to me. And other people have experienced something similarly, you know, the goosebumps on the arm, or that feeling down the spine, or that warm feeling in the heart. Whatever it is for that person, they recognize the feeling that there is a truth. And this is the magical sweet spot that we're talking about here, is recognizing the feeling of what it is when you get to that effortless spiritual awareness, that effortless ball going a mile. You know what that feels like. Keep a journal. When you keep a journal, when you write down your truths, your awarenesses, your insights, your dreams, when you write those down and you work with the information you have, you're honoring that sweet spot. You're honoring the information that you got. You're trusting it. And you are developing your intuitive skills. When you develop your intuitive skills, the sweet spot, you get closer to it. And you can act on this information. Acting on the information is one of the most important steps that some people miss completely. They get their information, they feel like it's the right thing, that it's confirmed, and then all of a sudden ego creeps in with doubt and fear, and they don't do anything. Well, that's not acting on your information. It's not acting on your intuition. And even though you did recognize the feeling, you're not doing anything about it. Well, you kind of miss the sweet spot then. So work on meditation. Now, when I say work on meditation, I think of some people who say, oh, I just can't meditate, or I don't have time to meditate, and they miss the opportunity. Or a person might say, oh yeah, I am meditative when I go for walks, or when I go to the beach, or when I'm doing this or that, right? Well, that's a great way to meditate, to be in nature and to be appreciative of your surroundings, but I can almost guarantee that there are the thoughts going through the head at the same time. And if that is so, whether you are sitting quietly or walking in nature and you have not quieted your mind, you have not recognized what the sweet spot is, then you're missing it. So you kind of do have to work on meditation. When you work on meditation, you let go of a lot of things, and you let go of thoughts, and you let go of feelings, and you let go of other sensations and awarenesses. But I will tell you this, that as soon as you hit the sweet spot of meditation, you'll go there effortlessly. You can do it effortlessly when you are walking or playing or working on somebody else or watching TV or having a conversation with somebody. When you have reached the meditative sweet spot and you know what that feeling is, you know what that brain wave is, it's a real scientific thing. There's a brain wave that goes with it. When you know what that feels like and you recognize it, you can go there effortlessly. You've got the sweet spot. Work on lifestyle adjustments. Does that mean that you change your routine a little bit? Add walks or add workouts or add yoga, or take away something that may not serve you as well. TV time or computer time. Those are a couple of mine, right? So lifestyle adjustments, we all have to work on those. That's a constant thing. And please, no guilt, no self-judgment. We're not doing that. We're just recognizing opportunities here where we can improve our lives and find that sweet spot. Work on your choices. I'm working on my choices all the time. I had a cup of hot chocolate recently, and I was offered a second cup, and I said, ooh, boy, that just feels like too much sugar to me, and already this was sweeter than I had imagined it would be. So no thank you. And it might be sugar, it might be how you spend your time or who you're spending your time with or how you're spending your money. Where's your energy going? What are your choices? Work on those choices. Deep healing. Now this is something that I think most people avoid. Deep healing. I'm okay. I'm good. I don't have anything wrong with me. And yeah, things aren't perfect. And do you hear yourself saying those things sometimes? Things aren't perfect, but they're okay. Okay. Well, I don't need deep healing. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody does. I know I do. And I seek help when I need it. I love deep healing work. It is amazing to feel a different perspective, to feel something let go that has been held on to for too long. And every one of these, meditation, lifestyle adjustments, choices, deep healing, and more of those things that we work on, every one of these has a sweet spot. We know that we are in that sweet spot when we feel it, when we see it, when we get that awareness, that goosebump awareness, or, however it is that you receive information, all of these things have a sweet spot. So what is deep healing? Let's talk about that for just a moment. Deep healing is different for everyone. It can be ancestral, so the kind of information, habits, beliefs, and all of those things that are passed on from one generation to another generation, you can have. And you can have ancestral work that needs deep healing, especially around the idea of beliefs. It can be karmic, so not necessarily something that you grew up with or that was passed down from father to son, mother to child. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be what you chose to work on, what you brought in your karma, and you can do some healing work around that. Akashic records. Now this is very interesting. Everything we do and everything we think and feel and all the contracts we've made is all held in the Akashic records. And deep healing can happen around that too. And that's something that I experienced over and over, again recently, but also many times over, healing in the Akashic records. It is possible to do that. And I love the idea that we can find those sweet spots and even rewrite what our Akashic records say. So deep healing means finding the vibration. It means remembering, seeing, feeling, etc., the wholeness. It means filtering out what is not in alignment and allowing the process, allowing time, space, and so forth for the deep healing to occur. Also letting go of any preconceived notions, any beliefs, letting go of anything that isn't serving you, letting go of clutter, letting go of stuff, the tangible, the physical, as well as the emotional and the spiritual. A few notes about deep healing. It's really better to have guidance. And your guidance can come in the form of private sessions and readings from other professionals whom you trust. Classes and workshops are also good guidance when you're working with deep healing. A lot of healing happens in classes and workshops. Also, it's better to create the time and space for deep healing safely. Create your sacred space so that you can feel embraced, honored, respected, and that you are going to allow an honoring of the process of deep healing. And it's better to feel right. In other words, to be in the sweet spot. It's better to feel that you're in alignment with it. If you have doubts and fears, if you have reservations, if you have a bad feeling about something, then take a step back and create that safe space again and honor your process again. Because when you're going into deep healing, you need to be receptive. You need to have that sweet spot availability for you. And your guide can help you find that sweet spot. So what's your next step? Are you thinking about classes and workshops? Reiki are classes that we teach. We're now teaching Reiki 1 and 2 together without the option of taking one by itself or two by itself. We have found the most success with our students who take Reiki 1 and 2 in the same weekend. And we're going to be teaching it a little bit differently now, honoring the intuitive process as Mikao Usui intended, much more fully than we're teaching traditionally as well, but we're focusing on the intuitive piece more fully. The sensory intuition workshops that we have are on the calendar as often as we can fit them in our schedule. And in November, middle of this month, November, we'll have Phase 1 vibrational sound healing classes, November 18 and 19. You can get all this information on our calendar. Of course, we've had already one wing activation ceremony in Sedona, Arizona, and we will be doing another Illuminated Healer wing activation here in Portland, Oregon in December of 2017. I hope you join us, and you can register for that on our website, illuminatedhealer.com. We'll be going back to Sedona again in the near future, maybe by summer of 2018. And I ask you, as always, where will your path lead you? The best way to reach me is through my website, secondnaturehealing.com, or you can email me, rosemary@secondnaturehealing.com. If you're not registered for the Healer's Journey webinar, go ahead and find it on my website on the webinar page, and you'll get all of the recordings every few days. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, and please let me know if you have questions. I would love to hear from you. Take care. Bye-bye.